73 years before Christ, Rome was the most powerful empire of the period, having increased its power even more with the spoils and slaves it obtained after the wars it fought. Inequalities between social classes were at the highest level, and the slavery system was at the heart of the empire. Slaves were doing almost every job that the nobles of Rome did not deserve for Roman citizens, including entertaining people by fighting to the death in the arena. For this greatest entertainment of Rome, the young and strong ones were selected from among the slaves and trained in gladiator schools, and then they would give their lives in the arena, while the audience would enjoy it. Spartacus, who has leadership qualities, never accepts slavery. Over time, he managed to get his fellow gladiators to accept the idea of first escaping and then starting an uprising in Italy. If they succeed, they will establish an order in which all slaves will live free. For the slave uprising, he relied on two things: his friends in the gladiator school who believed in each other and were united in fate, and the slaves who were selected from all countries, most of whom were strong, powerful, and 4 times more numerous than Roman citizens. If these slaves could be organized, they would become an unstoppable force. With these thoughts, he starts to look for an opportunity to start the uprising. One night, with the help of a slave woman who takes the keys and unlocks his chains, Spartacus and 74 gladiators start a revolt. The gladiators, who escape from captivity by killing the guards with the kitchen knives and meat skewers they seize, soon disperse the small forces sent against them and raid the farms belonging to the nobles in the neighborhood and make the rebellion heard. Every day, more and more slaves join Spartacus's rebellion by escaping from their masters or killing them. They set up headquarters at the foot of Mount Vesuvius, and when they hear the news of the Romans' army of 3,000 people, they retreat to the top of Vesuvius. They hunt and destroy the arrivals group by group. The estimates of historians are centered on the fact that the slave army led by Spartacus reached a number of 6,000 people. Among those who fought for 2 years, it is known that there were unknown numbers of women and child slaves. Spartacus deceived the other side with his tactical successes in every battle he faced, and in return, he continued to grow stronger, enriching his war and spoils. Unlike some of the revolts known to have taken place before, this slave army fought unpredictably well by Rome. This constantly moving army defeated the Roman legions one by one and tried to protect their freedom. However, although this slave army defeated 9 large Roman armies in 2 years and shook Rome, it marched towards a sad end. A large army was formed from all the legionaries gathered from the regions invaded by Rome, and the famous general Marcus Licinius Crassus was appointed at the head of the army. When Spartacus learned that Marcus Crassus was coming for him with a large army, he marched north towards the Alps. His aim was to cross the Alps and free his slave army. However, no one in his army wanted to leave Italy. Spartacus inevitably had to march south. He met Marcus Crassus's army in Lusitania and was defeated there for the first time. Spartacus retreated to Messina, intending to cross to Sicily. His aim was to cross to Sicily by ship. Although he made an agreement with the pirates, he was besieged here by Crassus after the pirates did not keep their promises. In the battle that took place in 71 BC to break the siege, the slave army was completely destroyed. The 6,000 slaves captured alive were crucified between Rome and Capua in a line for kilometers as an example. However, despite all the searches, Spartacus was not found either among those who died on the battlefield or among those captured alive. Some historians claim that Spartacus's body could not be identified because of the wounds he received in the battle, while others claim that he managed to escape by breaking the siege during the battle. However, what happened to Spartacus was never learnt. This immortal struggle of the slave army against the invincible Roman army, led by Spartacus between 73-71 BC, is the first uprising of the oppressed against the oppressors in human history. At the beginning of the revolt, Spartacus said, "We will fight." We will fight in such a way that Rome will not forget the gladiators of Capua for the rest of its life. Indeed, not only Rome, but even the world has never forgotten them, even after 2,000 years. This video was prepared by the Legend and Lore team with the help of artificial intelligence. To support us, don't forget to like the video, comment, and recommend it to your friends.